It's 4:20 somewhere, and right now, that somewhere is right here. Hello, I'm Janae Burris.
And I'm Jake Brown. Welcome to the Cannabist Show, where we talk all things weed. How are you, Janae?
I'm great. Welcome back to me, to Denver. I was trapped in Idaho for a little bit.
I feel like you have like a second home in Idaho you're not telling anybody about.
A second family, secret family.
Secret family in Idaho. That's a good place to stash them.
Good people. There's good people there. I just got stuck because I couldn't get a rental car to leave town. And
Okay, let's name names.
Avis Budget, okay? They would not give me a car and had me sitting around the airport until I cried, and then they gave me a car.
Ooh, okay, tears work.
Tears work. I was gonna go off, and I was like, you know what? No, he basically like shoved the keys at me. The tears came, and he was like, but I made it out. But he ruined my trip, though, because I had passed a bunch of Kmarts in Wyoming on my way up, and I was excited to drive back and visit all the Kmarts in Wyoming. Casper, Jackson, Laramie. He ruined it for me. No Kmart.
There's something good about, you know, superstores in other areas, in different regions. Like, I love Southern Walmarts. They're one of my favorite places to shop because it's all just weird tank tops and they're $5, $4.99.
I love it. Did you have your engagement party? Did you? Was it a wedding?
It was not. It was not a secret wedding for the third year in a row. It was good. The grow-off party was fun. We had we had aerial dancers dressed as Dumb and Dumber, Lloyd and Harry in the blue and orange suits.
What?
Stilt walkers dressed as bacon and eggs, which was a blast. It was too much fun.
I didn't even get an invitation for that. How do I get on this list? It's like super exclusive.
You had to go see your secret family, Janae.
If I had an invitation, I might have skipped seeing the kids this year.
All right, now it's time for the Week in Weed. Let's start in Canada. Formerly America's stepchild, now the cool divorced dad you wished you lived with, and not just on the weekends. Their pro-weed hunk and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau wanted July 1st of 2018 to be the new 420 for our neighbors to the north, but the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police had put down a formal request to delay implementation of the national legalization efforts, which is close as they get to a declaration of war. Their primary concerns are teaching Canadian cops how to enforce the new laws, as well as training staff on how to tell if someone is driving high. They're also concerned about home grows, an issue that has drawn the ire of law enforcement here in Colorado, and educating the public. Apparently, Bill Blair, the parliamentary secretary to Canada's Minister of Justice, is in charge of responding to these kind of things, and he politely said, quote, "I very much respect what law enforcement said today," but then he followed with, quote, "We can't allow the status quo to remain because it's unacceptable. We have the highest rates of cannabis use in the world. The entire cannabis market is controlled by criminal enterprise," unquote. It's refreshing to hear that from Toronto's former police chief, especially when the province of Ontario announced on Friday plans to open up 150 government weed stores.
What?
Can't wait to smoke that maple kush, Janae.
All right. Weed, sleep, study. College. Wait, read that one wrong. It's a weed sleep study, y'all. Sorry about that. Deidre Conroy, clinical associate professor of psychiatry at the University of Michigan, has found that the success of cannabis as a sleep aid is highly individual. Conroy conducted research on 98 mostly young, healthy male volunteers. They were asked to wear accelerometers, which measure activity across several days. They had to answer surveys and keep sleep diaries. Captain's log: smoked a bowl of Granddaddy Purple around 11:34 p.m. Did not finish episode of Rick and Morty. Dreamed I was chased through several time portals by a ghost that looked just like my ex, but transparent like vapor. Tried to rebuke the ghost in the name of Jesus, but the ghost was atheist and didn't really care. The ghost claimed to be pregnant with an ice cream cone. Woke up screaming at 8:25 a.m., 5 minutes before my alarm, craving ice cream. All right. Frequency of use seems to be a highly influential factor in the effects of cannabis on sleep. The research also suggests that its effects on sleep differ depending on the subject's level of depression and anxiety. None of the research is really airtight, and there are many variables. I can tell you anecdotally from personal experience that both marijuana and depression can lead to significantly deep sleep and terribly frightening dreams. Jake?
That's you just described every dream I've ever had. Do you find that you dream when you're high? Do you dream less or more?
You know, I think I dream, but I don't remember.
Ooh, you're having mystery dreams.
Mystery dreams. I have weird dreams all the time, though.
Do you have like a
And
recurring?
I'm usually high, so yeah, I do dream when I actually.
We figured it out.
Figured it out.
All right. Congrats to Colorado for a new record, and it's not for consecutive fall collapses of the Rockies. Sorry. What happened, guys?
Sorry, Adam Caton Holland.
No, according to our own Alicia Wallace, July marked the first time since legalization that we've seen over 100 million in monthly recreational sales, with the summer trending high, pun intended, and we haven't even seen those eclipse numbers yet. Sure, we didn't get totality here, but a lot of people are smoking on something in Nebraska and Wyoming. July was notable also for 136.9 million in total sales, which would be a new record. Now, there may be some complications with these new numbers, including some changes to the recreational tax structure, but I hate math, so let's just call it good. All in all, we're still on track to hit $1 billion in sales, with 888 million in sales over the first 7 months, generating 139 million in taxes and fees. Numbers, Janae.
Whoa! Ouch! I got a headache. I don't know if it came from all those numbers or what. Man, I think
Put some weed on it.
Put some weed on it. Dr. Jake over here. Yeah. Put some weed on it. Hey there, Nevada is gearing up to send out public service announcements advising women who are pregnant not to consume marijuana. Beginning in December, radio and television advertisements will air in response to research which shows a 1.5% increase in use by pregnant women between 2002 and 2014. Pregnant women have to be cautious about everything they put into their bodies. Maybe if they were a little more cautious about what they put into their bodies before, never mind. But whether it be marijuana, soy, caffeine, or Tylenol, it all passes through their system and could adversely affect the health of their developing child. I don't want to start celebrating yet, but a 1.5% increase in use in 12 years is not so bad, ladies. It's not so bad. I suppose the PSA couldn't hurt, but it seems like childbearing women are doing pretty well without the finger wagging. Any woman who would consider using an intoxicant while pregnant might benefit more from advertisements countering the far-right and evangelical claims that every pregnancy breeds a miracle. Hey, girl, I used to be a baby. So were Jake, Don, and producer Vince. We're not all miracles. Not all of us. There are options, and you may not need to quit smoking weed, girl. I'll always get behind the educating of young parents. I could imagine maybe many of them benefiting from a bit of family planning, information and services for people entering parenthood. Something like Planned Parenthood? Is that a thing, Jake? Back to you, Jake.
In Michigan, the state announced that gray area dispensaries are going to be forced to close their doors on December 15th, a move that was universally supported by Detroit's other abandoned buildings. Loneliness is their warmth.
According to pro-cannabis Senator Tick Seegerbloom, Nevada will leave decisions on pot lounges up to local governments. Tick, who latched on to the industry last year, plans on hanging on until it's no longer a suitable host.
Just move on to like guns or something.
Yeah, moving on to guns, y'all.
That seems like the most Nevada thing to do.
Moving on to guns. They got a lot of desert space out there.
A lot of good cans to shoot.
A lot of cans to shoot. A lot of already dead bodies to shoot, probably.
Wait, who shoots the already dead bodies?
For fun.
Okay.
It's Nevada.
For more on this and all of the stories from the Week in Weed, visit us online at thecannabis.co. Now, we've been highlighting Strained, our new multimedia strain reviews, on the show the last couple weeks, and let's take a look at an old favorite for me and a new one for Strained. Girl Scout cookies, bringing back the memories. Right now we've got our guest for the day, an entrepreneur and a patient that runs a cannabis nonprofit. Please join me in welcoming Emalee Hyde to the show. Hyde, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
You're actually, we talked to a medical cannabis refugee last week. And
Amy Dawn.
Yeah, Amy Dawn.
Yes.
That's what, Amy, your name's too long. That's all I've got, all right?
That's all I'm doing too.
But you moved here from Florida. What was that like?
It was kind of traumatizing, leaving everything that I knew, my whole life, where I grew up, to come to this place where everyone's flocking to. The rent is skyrocketing, and I didn't really know anyone. So it was terrifying, but it was the best choice that I ever made.
Yeah, sometimes people have to take the leap. We were just in that video on Thrillist, and I have people that are hitting me up all the time. Number one, ask me to send them weed. I'm not going to do it, but then also just hearing from patients and hearing how many people are like, yeah, I'm either on disability or, you know, I don't have access to cannabis right now. What do I do? So you're actually working, your 501c3 helps people out that are making that transition.
Absolutely. We can help people who are moving and give them a realistic expectation of what to expect when they're moving out here or to another state, because laws vary, prices of housing vary, and other costs of living are going to vary, and you have to plan for those things. You can't just pack up everything you have and hope you're going to make it.
Right.
It's not going to work. And then we'll also help people in states of prohibition who can't leave for whatever reason, and we'll educate them about what they can do in their state to get involved with activism causes, opportunities, and then also introduce them to CBD medicine, because we can go ahead and ship them that out of Colorado or a number of other states that have hemp pilot programs.
Sure, and when people are trying to get involved, I mean, you are very politically involved in campaigns in Florida. How did you get started? Because everybody, I think there's this big, you know, misconception that it's very hard to get started in activism.
It's hard to know where to start. That's the hardest part, but once you're involved, it is quite easy, because it's just about showing up, truly. How I got started in it, I was a very sick kid, and cannabis helped save my life in a state of prohibition. I purchased on the black market for over 9 years and became an activist and a patient, all at age 13, and kept talking to doctors and patients and parents all over the state about how it was helping me when I was just being prescribed another pill. So I have that firsthand experience with seeing the benefit of it, and I actually went to FSU and got a dual degree in communications and political science to go on and go to law school and become an activist, perhaps a lobbyist. I didn't really know. But when I graduated from FSU, Morgan & Morgan, who bankrolled the whole United for Care medical marijuana movement, had heard about my involvement and my intentions and my story, and offered me my dream job right out of college.
That's awesome.
Right? I mean, how could you ask for anything better? So I was very fortunate to be able to have that opportunity. Paid activism opportunities are very rare.
Right, and you see all the flyers, and they're like, take one of these numbers and call it. You can be paid to be an activist, but a lot of it's really tough work.
It is tough. It's pounding the pavement. It's getting those petitions signed. It's getting a lot of rejection thrown in your face, and not everybody can handle that.
Yeah, a lot of no's out there.
Yes.
And now you are helping brands out through Sinsemilla in the city. Am I saying it right?
Sinsemilla.
Sinsemilla.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Is there so many different?
The double L trips you up all the time.
It does. I have dumb mouth. That's the problem. Old dummy mouth.
You know, that's much closer than I've heard some others, so you're doing just fine.
Tell me a little bit about how you got started there.
Well, I realized that activism cannot run without bankrolling, and I can't do everything with my nonprofit without a source of income. I don't charge my patients in the nonprofit, so I decided to take my expertise in branding, marketing, and use it to help other companies, causes, and individuals with their public relations needs. My favorite thing to do is get earned media for my clients. We just got onto a NASCAR car for Veedworks, 2 of them actually, and we got onto Sports Center, and we estimate now at this point over 40 million impressions from our 2 PR stunts.
That's great. And I remember we covered that story, and it was like there was a big backlash in NASCAR, wasn't it?
That's what made it such a large story.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but it was cool. It was like this driver who had, like, what was the deal? That he hadn't been on the circuit for a long time?
An underdog comeback story was charged over $500,000 for less than 1.7 cubic inches displacement in his engine being off from regulation. And so they fined him all this money, made him pay it back. He'd been working since 2009 to get back, and he was almost there. He'd paid off the fines. He just needed a little bit more sponsorship money to get tires to get on the track. Our CEO, Travis Lippert, saw this and said, hey, we're a small business, you're a small business, let's help you out. We put in the application, and unfortunately there was a small spelling error on the application, and this is what caused the confusion. The D ended up being an O, and thus they could not find us on the internet. The racing team wrote back and said they're a vape company out of Colorado run by Air Force veterans. NASCAR said approved. And so we did it. We went there, we got the pictures, and I wrote a press release thanking NASCAR. They saw that about 20 minutes after we got to the track, and that sticker came off.
I like the NASCAR angle, but you're also working with Bongathon, right?
Yes, Chris Jetter asked me to go ahead and help him start planning for next year, so I'm pretty excited about that.
So I've never been to a Bongathon. Sell me on Bongathon. Why do I have to go?
Bongathon is this incredible experience that mixes old tradition with the winds of change, and the energy and the magnetic force that I felt when I was there was amazing. I was only there for like 4 or 5 hours because I was working with Regulate Florida on their campaign push, so I only got a short experience, and I was just overwhelmed with the fact that it's been going on for 34 years and it's still happening today, and it's this beautiful mix of recreationalism and patience coming together to enjoy a culture and community.
How did Bongathon start? Because it's a bunch of people in the woods, right? And
the location changes.
Okay, so it might not be in the woods. I never get the
be.
invite. It's always like, oh, Bongathon's happening, and where's it going to be?
Expect your VIP passes. That I promise you. I'll shake on it right now.
Look at that. We're making it happen. Bongathon, here I come.
You might even need your own racing team.
Ooh, let's do it.
What do you think,
All right,
Janae?
sounds good.
Okay.
Jay, do you want to go do the green carpet at Bongathon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Now, there's kind of a legendary smoking contest that goes down too, right?
Yes, those are the races.
Okay.
You know, you go and there's different ones, different fastest gram, a hookah with 5 team members, all sorts of events. Yes.
What's the most that anybody's consumed? Because I heard legends that like people would have to smoke an ounce, and it was almost like what's the thing?
Relay?
Like a relay. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll find out for you
team
though.
down, though.
Yeah.
Individually, I know there was a 7-gram contest for flour.
I just totally lost it.
It's too much for me too. I couldn't do it. No way.
I appreciate that people are out there trying to push the limits of recreational cannabis.
Absolutely.
What's going on with Regulate like alcohol? Because I saw like there's a new movement that's starting here. Because I think there's a frustration growing with the lack of social use. I-300 didn't exactly come together like a lot of people had hoped. What's going on?
So Regulate Like Alcohol bases their stance on the fact that we already have legislation in place that covers essentially all of these problems that we're having in implementation. So we're looking to raise community awareness about how the article and subsection is written and what that means and implications into the market and the community and for citizens as a whole with their rights. Because it says at the very beginning, without any other provision of law withstanding, well, that means anything else that's coming after it cannot nullify these rights. And so we're basing our stance on the rights listed in this document, and the next step is getting some lawyers on board to help guide us through the process and do some fundraising, and so you'll have to stay tuned to see it all coming together.
Okay, but there will be some events coming up where people can get involved.
Absolutely.
Will they be consumption-friendly events?
We're going to do our best to have a range of events so that way different people in the community can come out and feel comfortable about supporting what we're trying to do.
All right, very cool. All right, let's get to pot or not.
Let's do it.
We went through everything. Now, the game, for those of you at home, if you aren't familiar, we're going to give Emalee 10 things. They're pot and they're not. She's going to tell us which one is which. Are you ready?
Does not know the answers at all, by the way.
And I probably won't either, so let's
I barely do.
Let's see.
That's what the cards are for. All right, number 1, Magnificent Mile. Pot or not?
I'm going to go with pot.
It definitely is pot.
One.
It's a Chicago strain. It's actually an Iranian land race strain. It's named after Chicago's Magnificent Mile. All right, that's 1 point. Put it down. All right, number 2, Q-turn. Q-turn, pot or not?
I'm going to say not.
It's not. All right, 2 points.
Does that sound like a driving thing?
It's a Q-turn?
You know,
It's
like
like a
three-point
U-turn, and then
turn
you get
or
like
U-turn or
confused. You're like, I gotta go back.
I was really going the right way the whole time, yeah.
I wish it was that cool. It's just diabetes medicine.
Okay.
All right. Number 3, Mango Habanero.
I'm going to say definitely pot.
That's pot as well. 3 for 3.
A little sweet, a little spicy.
Salsa, for sure.
It's
It should be both at the same time, smoking and eating chips and dip.
yeah, it's a San Francisco Valley or SFVOG pheno that is supposedly very spicy, but also it's
So
got
you could
some-
possibly like infuse some salsa with that, maybe, you think?
I say go for it. You've been
You always say go for it.
approved.
Yes.
All right, that's 3 for 3. Let's see if we can trip up number 4. Astronaut farts. Is it pot or not?
I'm going to say it's pot.
It's not.
Dang it.
You just want to be that high, right?
Well, it sounds like something on the West Coast, you know? I just feel like that's a West Coast strain.
Astronaut farts. Oh my
I feel like
God.
you'd find that at a burner party.
Yeah. I tripped up Don with. Oh, actually, Don got it right. Congratulations, producer Don. All right, let's get back on track with number 5. Sure. Sorcerer's Apprentice.
I'm going to say it's pot.
That is pot.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's a Harry Potter book,
Sorcerer's Apprentice.
right?
The Sorcerer's Stone.
Sorcerer's Stone. Who's the Sorcerer? Oh, is that a movie?
That's
a
Merlin
movie.
and the Sword.
There's a
and
movie
Stone.
called Sorcerer's. All right, and it's weed.
Sorcerer's Apprentice.
And it's weed.
Apparently
We're all
there's a-
learning
There's
today.
a cross with Cheech Wizard, and I'm like, why is Cheech Wizard a strain? But it makes sense now. All right, let's go to our next one. Number 6, School Zone.
I'm going to say not.
It's not.
Okay, good.
It would make you awful slow. All right, let's go. Keep it rolling with cherry pie.
Definitely pot.
Definitely pot. Have you smoked it?
Yes, of course.
Oh yeah.
All these magical strains. I'm like stuck on all the old
I'll take you
strains.
shopping, girl.
Please take me
We'll go
shopping. I've
shopping.
never heard of this stuff.
All right. Next one, Mr. Nice.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, G13 and ash plant. All right. So what does that make it? 7 points? Wait, which ones did you miss? Oh, God.
Astronaut farts.
I didn't get that one. And
Did you
oh wait,
have-
we still have 2 more. I'm sorry. All right, so you have a chance.
Oh yeah, this is the part where Jay jinxes you.
Oh, the old
Right here.
jinx. All right.
It always happens at this point.
Ayahuasca purple.
I'm going to say yes.
It is not. Oh,
Damn it, sounds like a Max Montrose strain.
Get on it, Max.
Yeah, Max, we're looking at you.
That is from Twitter user @JackAnnaPasori, one of our first repeat winner. Congratulations. We're going to send you out a shirt, I guess, or do you need another shirt? How many shirts do you need?
Different size.
All right.
So he and his friends can dress alike.
There you go.
All right, so this would tie for second place. Our final pot or not. Air mattress OG. Is it pot or not?
I'm going to say it is pot.
It's not. I'm
Oh,
sorry. All right, you're tied for third place with 7 points.
I'm
That's
okay
still a
with
good
that.
finish.
I'm happy about that.
Emily, where can people find you online?
So I'm on Facebook. You can find my public figure page there. My website is down because we're doing a rebranding and a new collaboration project, which I'm pretty excited to launch. And you can also find Sinsemilla and the City on Facebook as well.
Awesome. Janae, what do you got going on?
Cool. Hey there, Tuesday, September 19th, Buntport Theater for the debate show. Buntport's one of my favorite places to be. Come check it out. We're doing Hitchcock versus Moby Dick. I'm Team Hitchcock. September 18th, that's a Monday, I'll be at Comedy Works New Faces semifinals. Hello, I happen to be the current champ. Jake, you feel free to call me champ at any time for the next month or so.
Okay, champ.
But I'll still be there. It'll be a fun show. DM me for some friendly discounts.
Slide into those DMs, and you can follow me on anything @FakeJakeBrown. That's good for.
I like your shirt, Jake.
Any old social media. Oh, thank you. It's General Hydroponics. It looked a little California. I figured you would like it, champ. Thanks again to Emalee Hyde for joining us today, and thanks to you for tuning in. Remember, send us those pot or not suggestions on Twitter, on Facebook, #pot or not. Go and review the show. Leave us kind words. Leave us mean words. Just write something. For Janae Burris, producer Vince, and the whole Cannabis Show crew, I'm Jake Brown, and we'll see you next week.
I'm all in, I'm calling any posse you'll be raising at the end. I say it again, ain't afraid to get in. I be going for the jackpot with aces in my hand, I'm raw.